back to my channel. My name is Lucy Ann Lillian / the owner of Lucy Captures, and today we're going to be talking about something for you creators out there. Whether you are a beginner, you have been a creative person for a long time, whether that's in film, photography, art, writing, there is always something that we experience, and that is a creative block when you simply don't know what to write, don't know what to produce, the inspiration isn't there, you've lost your oomph. How do you get the spark back? How do you allow your imagination to come back to you? Well, here are some tips in how I overcome creator's block, and what is creator's block exactly? Let's get to it. So I had to write it down because thing is, I have ADD, which means my attention is like not the best, so I can literally go from like one topic to another, so I always have to like write bullet points down. So I'm gonna make this nice, simple, easy going and the best for you to understand as possible. So number one is a creator's block is when you've lost your spark, you've lost your oomph. Your boss needs you to produce a really good article. Your boss needs you to produce a really good script. You're working on your own project. You want to build a business where it includes graphic design, photography, filming, whatever it may be. Creativity covers a whole wide range of things. And you sit there and the vision just won't come. And it seems like no matter how hard you try, you just can't think of the inspiration to create. You struggle with ideas, especially when you're under pressure and you have a deadline. It can be really daunting, really scary and really stressful. But the thing is, you have to remember, if you work too hard on trying to think about what to create, how you're going to do it, you're struggling to think of a vision, then the more you stress about that and the more you think about it, the more you're going to become overwhelmed and the more you're going to burn out, which means that the creativity block is probably going to go on for a longer amount of time. So here is how I overcome a creativity block when I'm faced with it, which is actually very often. So, tip number one on how to overcome a creator's block is to simply step away. Take some time out. Now, I know this is really difficult because I'm someone that's like, if I have a deadline and I need to create something for a client, but the inspiration just isn't there, the thing that I used to do was be like, well, I have to think of something, I need to think of something quick. But then if I rushed it, then the final product would not be great at all. It would have no value. It would just be poorly put together. So you really have to just take a step back. And the thing that I learned is just how important taking me days are. Days where I don't think about creating. Days where I use less of my phone. Days where I don't pick up the camera. Sometimes you just need to sit there, collect your thoughts, take some self-care time and rest and recharge, and then the next day you will probably find that you have a bit more of an oomph. You need to not let yourself get overwhelmed and stressed out. Number two is impulsive thoughts. Now, I am someone who is always, I could be sitting there not even thinking about projects that I want to work on. I might be watching a movie or, I don't know, watching a TV program, talking to my mum, and then all of a sudden, boom, just something will just come to me, like an idea out of the blue, and I'm like, oh, that would be a really good idea. But the mistake I used to make was I never wrote it down. So I would have a vision, all of a sudden I'd have a vision, I'm like, yeah, that's a really good idea. But the thing that I made the mistake of was not writing it down. Even if it's a quick little sketch, a note on your phone, if you have an impulsive creative thought at a random time, you must write it down. So then you have notes to reflect back on when you sit down and be like, oh yeah, I remember I had that idea the other day, let's work on that. And honestly, it doesn't matter how crazy or random these impulsive ideas or thoughts could be. Sometimes I think the best results come from times where you have the most randomest, craziest thought, and the thing is, you might think, oh, that's silly, but no, it's never silly. Number 3 is going against the flow. So as a digital creator, a social media manager, you know, someone who is all about the internet and trends, sometimes what you may be working on might not suit that trend at the time. You may find it really difficult because, you know, throughout the year everything changes, so sometimes you have to go against the flow. Don't be too concerned about what other people are doing. Don't be concerned about what other companies are working on. If you have an idea that is not trending right now, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to go against the flow, and as long as you have trust in yourself, faith in yourself, that this idea will work for whatever you're working on, then go with it. Because I think that faith and self-belief is something incredibly powerful. And you know, if you're working for someone, they go, yeah, but that's not a really trending topic right now, you'll be like, you have to say sometimes, trust me, this is how we're gonna do it. This is what I see. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You live and you'll learn. But sometimes, listen, do not compare yourself to other companies, to other people. Go against the flow. Think of your own ideas, and sometimes it can actually turn into something really big. And maybe you'll be trending, who knows? Tip number 4 is comparison. Listen, so, story time. I'm back in, like, I think what it was during lockdown, I really realised that I needed to get back into creativity again. You know, I'd worked in bars all my life. That just wasn't me, you know. TikTok came around, and you know, it really helped boost my creativity again. And I was looking at what everyone else was doing, how often people were posting. I used to look at YouTubers because I wanted to start a channel, how they did things. And then what I would do is I would film, and then I'd post it and be like, that's actually really good. And then I'd look at someone else's work, someone else's TikTok, someone else's YouTube video, and be like, oh, actually, maybe my camera work wasn't good enough. They used better techniques than I did. They used more captions than I did. And then I used to sometimes delete the content because I didn't think it was good enough. And that's something, and this is like one of the most serious, most probably important tip I can give to you, is please do not compare yourself to other creators, because that's the whole point in a creator. People watch you, people read your stuff, people buy your products because they like what you're doing, they like you for you. So don't change your creative style, don't change your personality for someone else, because the thing is, the more harder you try to fit into a category or be someone else or not think you're good enough, that's when creator's block is going to come in, because you're just overwhelming yourself with I'm not good enough and all this, and you're gonna crash and burn. And no one likes to burn out, no one likes to be sad because they're comparing themselves to others. So seriously, be you, go against that flow again, baby, and take your time. There's no rush. Don't worry about, oh my god, I must get a video out today, I must. As long as you're consistent, as in, when I say consistent in producing things, like whatever it is you're doing, I don't mean like every single day you must write something, every single day you must post, every single day you must gain these many clients. No, as long as you're posting, painting once a week, set a day, a specific day that you're going to upload, and stick to it. Consistency is about sticking to a date, a day, not posting every day and rushing. Be consistent, but be sensible and don't rush. And tip number 5 is changing up your environment. Yes! So, when I decided I wanted to take my creativity seriously back in January, I was like, I had a creator's block. I wasn't happy in my room. It was very difficult because I'd been pretty much housebound for the whole year due to the pandemic, and I was like, it's time to have a redecorate of my room. I need to switch up my environment. I need to go on long walks. And I think that even if you adventure somewhere different that you've never been to before, or you change your room around, you change your house around, your surroundings. Keep it clean and clear and organised. I think that's a really, really good way of getting your spark back, because a clear room, a clear environment, a new environment means a clear and fresh mind, which means you are now allowing fresh and new ideas to be able to sink in and not look around and be like, ah, anxiety. So switching up your environment, even going on a walk, going to the park, spending time with family and friends, maybe getting away for the weekend can really clear your mind, and you know, the creativity will flow. Sometimes you have to take that step back and switch things up. So overall, to conclude, the best advice I can give to you, to summarise, is take your time. Take your time. Okay, don't rush, please. You will overwhelm yourself and burn. Don't overwhelm yourself, you know. Keep your mind, body and soul clean, baby. And one thing that I've always learned is that, to be honest with you, ideas and visions always come when you least expect it. Again, as I said, I could be like reading a book and be like, oh my God, yeah. I could be on the toilet and be like, oh my God, that's a really good idea. So write them down. The last conclusion is, at the end of the day, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, just do it. Just do it. And if you've listened to the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins, it's a book that I really recommend if you haven't checked it out yet. She always says, you know, you sometimes think of an idea and within 5 seconds you can either act on it or go, actually no, that's rubbish. Just do it. It might not be the best outcome, but at least you've tried. And you know what? It may be an idea that you're like, I'm not too sure about that, but it may actually be the best content you've ever produced. So just do it. Thank you so much for watching, creators. If you want to know more tips and tricks about creating digital marketing, photography, whatever, comment down below what kind of videos you would like to see. If you have any tips or advice of your own on how you overcome creator's block, then comment below. I want everyone to share their thoughts. We are a community with good vibes and inspiration. And remember to follow me on all the socials, my personal and business page on the TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. They are down below here. And remember to subscribe and click the bell so you're notified when this pretty face is now upon your screen again. Have a fantastic day, keep creating, keep being you, and I will see you again very soon.